Hello, this is Kristen Brinley with Nova Real Producers. Welcome to our podcast. It's Kristen Brinley here, publisher of Nova Real Producers. I get the privilege and honor of introducing and interviewing Karen Cooper. And Karen runs and owns the Platinum Group and has sold over 700 homes herself. And over the last 3 years, today is their 3-year anniversary of their team. And she has 23 people on your team, you said?
23 women.
23 women on her team in just 3 years. So that's some things that we're going to talk about. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thanks, Kristen. Yeah. I always love when we get to spend time together.
Me too. She's an upcoming cover, so watch out for Real Producers. So Damon was on the September issue, and she is coming up for Nova Real Producers here really soon. So watch out for Karen and Vicky's cover. So tell us, you could do anything, Karen. You're a talented person. Like, why real estate? Tell us a little bit of your story.
Yeah, so I actually came into real estate by accident. I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for 6 or 7 years. I did project management. I worked on clinical trials, and I was getting laid off, and it was my second or third layoff. At the time I was working in Rockville, Maryland, and that is not the hub for pharmaceuticals. It's New Jersey. And so I had the option to go to New Jersey. I had a job offer to go there and continue working on one of the projects I was working on. But all of my family is here. I was born and raised in Lovettsville, which is a tiny little rural town in western Loudoun County, and my whole family is there. And so to move just didn't make sense for me. And it just so happened that while all of that was going on, or shortly after, my then fiance, now my husband, we were buying a house for sale by owner. Just a complete happenstance. The home next door to my in-laws was coming on the market, and so we were doing that. So I decided to sell my house for sale by owner, and I was the one who was helping everybody through the process. I was the one who was explaining the paperwork. I was the one who was trying to figure out comps. I mean, this was 16, 17 years ago. And so when I found out I was getting laid off, I thought, okay, well, I can move or I can figure out something else to do. And I really loved that process. And so I thought, real estate sounds like it could be for me. So that's how I got started.
Absolutely, and a lot of FSBOs don't sell, right? So you must have had something right away.
It works right away.
Yeah. So, 23 people, so 23 women. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about, like, hiring and retaining talent? Like, what did that look like for you in that time frame? Like, how did you and Vicky end up working together?
Yeah.
And tell us about that.
So it's been an evolution. So I started in the industry 16 years ago. I started off working on a rainmaker team. I worked for Sherry Wilson at Remax, and at the time we were the top team in Virginia. A couple of years later, Vicky, my business partner, Vicky Neufeld, joined, and so we first connected there. And in fact, several of the women who are on our team now worked with us then. So we have a really long history together, and we were there for quite a while. There became a point where it was time to move on and to try something different. And so a number of us who were there together went to Century 21 Redwood, and really had a wonderful experience there. The owners are terrific, and partway through our experience there, we kind of had a little team. We call it Platinum 1.0. We built a little team. There were 7 of us, I think, at the time we left, and we were really just friends who collaborated together. We supported each other. We helped each other, because what we learned from the team experience that we were on initially is we loved and needed that experience of having the support. Our business can be very lonely, and so having that was really key for us. But then at one point, the owners of the company came to me and said, look, I'm sure you're not interested, but would you like to be our managing broker? We need to hire a managing broker. Are you interested? And at the time, I was really overwhelmed in trying to do my business by myself. I was not a good delegator at the time. I had an assistant for a while, and I think the first several weeks I gave her nothing to do because I just couldn't let go, which I think you can probably relate.
I can so relate. Yep.
And so when they approached me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the answer. I have 3 young kids. This is perfect. No more nights, no more weekends. So I jumped into that role and really embraced it, and realized very quickly that I'm far too entrepreneurial for that kind of an experience. So several things happened. my mom got sick and died, and I knew that I needed to go back to the field. I needed that flexibility. I was going to be taking care of my dad, taking on a lot more responsibilities at home, and so we decided to form the Platinum Group as it exists now. And so after coming to Pearson Smith, which was it's been a great experience. They were brand new when we joined. I think they were only maybe 6 months in business. At the time that I came on board, I think I was agent like number 50, and now there's 900 or something like that. And so we decided to put our team together. So many of the agents on our team we've had really long-standing relationships with it that go back quite a ways. For us, we have very few people who leave us. And when they do, it's because they're moving or because they're retiring. Retention is something important because we don't hire for numbers. What we hire for right fit. So for us, it's all about people who are a great culture fit, people who believe in doing business the same way that we do, putting the client's needs first, providing an extremely high level of customer service, being extremely professional in everything that we do. And so that's what we look for. We've never posted an ad to hire anybody on our team. It all comes from people who were approaching us or referrals from people who are on our team currently. Unfortunately, we have to turn a lot of people away because we just can't. There's people right now that we would love to hire, but we want to do it smart. We don't want to overwhelm our systems and overwhelm our staff, and so we really try to be really strategic when it comes to adding onto our team.
That's fantastic. So for retention purposes, like, are there any practices that you would recommend to others for retaining people? Because you have a pretty good record of retention. So any tips you'd give for retaining talent?
Yeah, so for us, I think we consider our team very much a hybrid. So on our team, agents do business in their own name. The splits on our team can go very high. So one of the things that we very consciously established when we were putting together our team is we wanted our team to be a place where agents could come no matter where they were in their experience level, and they could grow. I knew from my experience that it was fantastic being on a Rainmaker team when I started, but 5-6 years in, when people were contacting me directly and I was starting to really build my own business, it didn't make sense for me personally to stay in that model. So we developed a model where agents can come and grow. We have agents on our team. Our agents average 7 years of experience. So these are not brand new agents. These are people who have been in business for a long time, who've been very successful for a lengthy period of time. We have agents with 10, 12, 15 years of experience on our team. And I think it's because we really work hard to make sure that this is a place that they can come and they can grow, not that they're going to graduate from.
Fantastic. Well, let's see here. What has been your biggest challenge as a realtor so far?
I think the biggest challenge is, as a woman, as a mom, I have 3 sons. It is extremely challenging to balance real life and real estate. And real estate really, I like to say it's a lifestyle. It's not a job. There is no 9 to 5. There are no set days off. And you have to stay in it, connected and committed consistently if you want to have a business for the long haul. And so I think that's probably the biggest challenge, and a challenge that I hear from a lot of women.
Absolutely. That's a piece that I feel like moms in this industry especially, it's like an issue for a lot of people.
Yep.
Yeah. Time management, we say quite a bit.
Yes, right.
What's been the most rewarding part of your business?
There's so many different things, and that's evolved for me over time. I mean, certainly there is nothing more rewarding than helping a family with their housing needs. I mean, the things that we're helping them to do, whether they're renting a home or they're a buyer or they need to sell their home because of whatever reason, and sometimes they're not always happy reasons, to be able to help someone through. Most people buy and sell a house maybe 4 or 5 times in their lifetime. And so it's not something that you do very often. It's your largest financial instrument that you're working with, and so being able to help and guide people through that process, being so intimate in their lives and their homes is a big deal, and so I certainly don't take that for granted. And then over time, things have kind of evolved for me, and with my group, Empowering Women in Real Estate, I mean, one of the things that is so important to me is making sure that women feel supported in this business, and that they understand that they can do it too, and that it's very possible for them. There are no limits. I mean, there's very few jobs that you can have where there's no ceiling, and it's really what you want to create for yourself.
How does real estate fit into like your dreams and goals for you personally?
I think real estate has become the vehicle for me for fulfilling my dreams and my goals. And again, that's changed over time. In the beginning, it was just being able to have a livelihood and to support my family. And now it's a little bit different. It's more about being able to help other people. Because of my success in my business, I'm able to do a lot of sponsorships and supporting programs that do food for kids that are at risk in our community on the weekends. Our area in Loudoun County is very affluent, and we've often been named like the richest county in the nation, and all of these things. But what people don't realize is there's actually a very high number of families in our community that do have a lot of instability as far as their finances or as far as being able to put food on the table. And so you would be surprised at our schools how many students are receiving free lunches, or how many students the only food that they get is what they receive at school. And so I'm very passionate about being able to help and being able to provide for that. And so again, this business enables me to do that without blinking.
That's fantastic. I've done a couple stories for Making a Difference with like Jeremy Lichtenstein and DC for Kind, and it's the same kind of program, and I love that. It's fantastic that you guys do that. Define success.
I think success, it depends on where you are in your life. So for me right now, success means being able to make my own decisions. I come to the office when I want to come to the office. I work with the clients I want to work with. I go on appointments when I choose to set them. So having that freedom is really what success means to me right now.
What habits do you think have led to your situation and your success to date? Like what habits would you contribute mostly to that?
I think it's consistency, and anyone who knows me knows that is the thing that I preach more than anything. So you have to be, one mistake that I see agents make in our business all the time is they'll try something. I mean, we're constantly inundated with new marketing tools and strategies, and you and I were talking about this beforehand. It's an ever-changing world that we're in right now with technology. And so the problem I think that a lot of agents have is that they'll try something maybe once or maybe twice, and they don't see immediate results, or they don't see the results that they're expecting, and then they quit. And that's the biggest mistake that you can make, because in our business in particular, there's virtually nothing that you can do that's going to give you that immediate result. So you have to be consistent, whatever it is that you choose, whether it's postcard farming campaigns, whether it's social media campaigns, whether it's doing open houses every weekend, whatever it is, you have to be consistent. And I know that that's the thing that's helped me more than anything.
That's fantastic advice and a great habit. What sets you apart, makes you different, and what do you feel that other real producers really should do?
So for me personally, what sets me apart from my clients, I think, is my years of experience. I've been in business for more than 16 years. I'm highly specialized in the market that I serve, which is primarily Western Loudoun County, very rural. I've helped well over 700 families, so bringing that experience to the table certainly sets me apart. I spent 3.5 years as a managing broker. I managed 125 agents in 2 offices, and so that was a huge learning experience for me. So not only was I've certainly experienced all of my own, struggles and problems and contractual issues in business, but I've also done it on a massive scale for many other agents as well. And so that is a huge benefit, I think, that I bring to the table personally. Things that people can implement in their own businesses, I think, again, it's a spirit of giving. It's a spirit of generosity. Everything that I approach in my business is always, how can I help and what can I do more of? Because I know that what you put out in slices is going to come back in loaves, right?
Amen. I love that. What you put out in slices is going to come back in loaves.
For sure. So I think when you can approach your business from a place of generosity, it changes everything. Love it.
So I'm going to just do 2 more questions here, and if there's any other questions out there, please do let us know. What is the greatest lesson you've learned, and then what would you like to be remembered for, Karen?
So the greatest lesson, again, it goes back to the consistency. I mean, that's the thing that I've learned over and over again is whatever it is, you just have to go all in, and you have to be consistent with it. And then what do I want to be remembered for? I'd like to be remembered for someone who genuinely wanted to help and make a difference in the lives of women in our industry. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest thing for me right now at this point in my career.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing with us.
Sure, my pleasure.
So everyone out there in Facebook Live, you heard it here at Real Producers with Kristen Brinley and Karen Cooper. Have a great day, everybody. You've heard it from Nova Real Producers.